Hi Cancer, it's Jen here. Thanks for joining me. This is going to be a mid-October check-in. Um, for these readings, I decided I'm going to do less strict card reading interpretations and allow my intuition to flow a lot more. I did want to point out this astrologically is a pretty exciting month, I think. We still have on October 16th, we'll have the new moon in Libra. Mercury is in shadow and full retrograde on October 14th. We have Venus moving into Libra on October 28th, which I think is going to really heighten relationships this month. And we have a blue moon, so a second full moon in Taurus, another Venus-y type sign on Halloween. So I love that. I think that's pretty cool, but a lot going on. I think love could be in the air, and I think it could be a relationship type love. So let me just sit here and shuffle, and we'll see what comes out. I already have one card that wants to come out. Cancer. I see a little bit of darkness, sadness, maybe feeling a little empty. I don't see this like your whole life, but maybe more than you want to admit, there is a little bit of almost like feeling like something's missing. A little bit, maybe you're hiding this. Maybe you're feeling a little bit lonelier or sadder than people would know, than would let on, than you let on. I don't see it lasting, and I actually, even as I'm shuffling, I feel it's almost like smoke, but it's clearing. Do a lot of breathing and intentional work, maybe meditation to release. You may want to, if you believe in this thing, and sometimes it's just good, you're getting an extra, no, you're not getting an extra card. Sometimes these exercises help mentally to do a spiritual cleansing of some sort, a white light meditation, Epsom salts bath, and really focus on breathing and clearing any negative energy. If you like crystals, you could get like maybe a black tourmaline or whatever. Just Google protective stones or detoxing stones or whatever, and see which one sort of does it for you. Might be beneficial just to go through that actively. Yeah, see, actively clearing negativity that you may not realize you're holding on to. Just the act of thinking about it can help. Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, let's see what I'm getting from her. So I'm going to move these closer. Queen of Swords. You may need to have a frank discussion with someone, a friend I'm getting, but you may need to establish boundaries, reinforce boundaries. I feel like you need to communicate. This could be stressful for you. You may need to confront someone. But I know you can do this in a loving way, and I think this person is potentially going, again, like we were saying, you may be feeling not doing as well as you're letting on. That may be the same thing for this person that's manifesting. I don't want to make excuses for people, but it's something that you will need to address. And the more lovingly and supportive and in supporting ways you can approach it would be better, but it needs to be spoken. And I don't know if the person's going to get it or change. This may be the beginning of several conversations. You may need to distance yourself, as my friend, you may need to fire this friend, as a friend of mine says. Um, as you start to get older, there are certain people in your life that, in our lives, that we need to go, what am I getting out of this relationship? Could be family, could be friends, could be significant others. It may, this sounds horrible, but you may need to sort of prune some people out of your life that are not supportive or respectful. They may blast a nasty text at you. You may get a text about you. You may find out that someone's talking shit about you. It's jealousy on their part. It has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. However, um, you're rightly so thinking, why would I keep someone in my life that is saying negative things about me? But I think even for a water sign, you're going to approach it say that Libra energy seeping in, more, take a step back and more clinically and more from a thought-based understanding, again, that this is coming from them and their issues and their insecurities and their hang-ups, and jealousy seems like a big part of it for some reason. And so it won't cut as deeply, and you won't cut as deeply back, to use a sword metaphor, because you can have some compassion and empathy. It doesn't mean you're going to tolerate it or should allow it in your life, but you're intellectually and emotionally intelligent enough to understand where it may be rooted, coming from. Three of Wands. So this is a card of taking stock, getting a higher perspective, a reevaluation, an assessment. I mean, this could be like your job performance review, something that simple. Refinancing, reassessing the value of your house, reevaluating friendships. So we do have that Mercury retrograde. It hasn't really come up for anyone, but it's coming up for you. People from the past may come back. You'll really have to examine if this was something that happened in the past and this person's coming back. So you really have to reassess if they've really changed, or what they can add now, or so you may be pondering things like that. Has your fire gone out a little bit? It's almost like your fire got put out, and it's that smoke, that darkness. When your fire gets put out, it can make a lot of thick smoke. So some negative emotions putting out your fire. Maybe you're not feeling as enthusiastic, and how to get that back. That's what you're thinking. That's what you're looking at. You're looking externally, though, in this card, and it's something internally, that the answers lie internally, not externally. However, there are sometimes situational things. If you're really having a hard time with neighbors or a roommate, or commute or things like that, obviously situational things, but I feel like it's really more an internal. Usually we've resigned ourselves to something that we know isn't really feeding our soul or what we really want to be doing. It's just, I have my eyes closed this whole time. I can see the sun got brighter coming in the window. And that's, for me, that just like, aha, like this sadness, this discontent, like a Four of Cups energy. It's because I'm not honoring my true path or what I really want to do. I still feel like you're unsure of what you want to do, though, on some level, and that's a little bit of Libran's analysis paralysis is coming out. Having a Seven of Cups energy, having trouble making a decision. But that's okay. I feel like it's coming. This other situation I was talking about may help push you, motivate you. It may contain an opportunity. Wow. Two of Cups. I'm telling you, I knew relationships were going to be highlighted this month. Two of Cups. Meeting someone. Maybe you meet someone that a friend had a crush on, or maybe used to date, or somehow claimed, like this more toxic person in your life, or or you had a negative opinion about them because of someone else's side of the story, but you're starting to realize that um, that was someone else's interpretation of things, and when you meet them, you don't see them that way. You see a different side of the situation. That Libra energy again of balancing, looking at things from different, being able to look at things from all sorts of different angles and perspective. This is a strong connection. This is an immediate connection. But again, these connections this month, they're much more, they're much deeper and at a more profound level. It doesn't mean you're not super attracted to this person, but it's a connection that you just are like, whoa. Maybe if you're going to be honest, you didn't think you could have. You may have to let go of a more superficial relationship if you meet this person, because you will realize, whoa, I was settling. I didn't think I could have something so deep and so profound. Maybe that's the conversation you have to have. And maybe they don't want to let you go, and you may have to do a block and delete, at least for a while, because they're having trouble. Maybe that you were that for them, but you weren't feeling it back. I mean, so maybe I think you would have compassion. This could be someone from the past that you um, loved and cared for, but it wasn't the connection you knew you wanted, and you ended it, and they were devastated, and maybe blocked you. Yeah, there's just something about one person wanting the other person to feel a different way. It's so funny, depending on what side you're on. If you're on the side of not feeling it and break up with someone, you think they're being crazy. But if you're on the other side, I don't know. I think you're going to have a shift in perspective where you're like, whoa, okay, I see things a little differently now. That doesn't mean you excuse people's behavior or whatever, but I see you being even more compassionate. You're a pretty compassionate person, Cancer. Wow. This is, I think, the third time the Hermit came out. It just came out for Taurus and I believe Scorpio. Um, Lots of soul searching. Something about this new person may have to challenge a belief you've held. Usually a superficial one or societal one that we just took as truth, that when you really think about it in this situation, this different perspective, you're like, well, I don't need to do that. What that doesn't make sense. It may challenge something that you need to really go within and challenge yourself. Why do I hold this belief? It might be something superficial. This is maturing, a being able to worry less about what other people think, what your friends think, external things, and understanding a connection with someone that profound transcends superficial external appearances, um, what they do for work, how much money they make, etc. You can be with someone that's very rich and have a very empty, cold marriage. You can be with someone um, that doesn't have a lot of money in the bank and have a warm, beautiful, loving relationship. A lot of freeing ourselves of of blocks, barriers, boundaries. Again, quote truths that really looking at what's our truth, what do we believe, what does Cancer really hold and value to be true, and then really reevaluating again everything in our lives and with this new filter, with this new perspective, and making changes accordingly. Okay. Thank you, Cancer. Take care. Bye.